What's going on, guys? Let's open the video here. So what's going on, guys? It's Quasi Dog here. This is the end of the video that I'm putting at the start of the video. So there's timestamps down below with one of the major concerns and gripes that I'm personally having with the Denon S760H. So I urge you, if by chance you want to see one of the biggest complaints that I have with this budget powerhouse of a receiver, stay tuned, get some popcorn, it's a long one, or take a look for the timestamps in the description. And now back to future me, or current me. Now, before we go ahead and we jump into the verification and exactly how to set up the 4K 120 Hertz, you'll notice when I bring my hands in frame that I'm holding 3 remotes, and that's kind of an odd choice given that this amplifier has Hdmi CEC, or the ability to control multiple devices with theoretically a single remote, whether it's the remote from the receiver itself, maybe it's the remote from your television set, or maybe an external device like the Apple TV 4K that we have here. But one of my main issues, and I'm going to try to replicate this, it happens about 80% of the time. If I put that remote down and I put, let's put the Apple TV remote down, and let's go ahead and let's grab just my Hisense remote. This is for the 65-inch U88G, or also known as the U8G within the US market. I've got videos on this panel on the channel as well. But my main gripe so far is if I turn on one piece of electronics, it tends to actually send that signal down to the receiver, which it's supposed to do. But then for some reason, the CEC within the receiver will actually turn on my Xbox, my PlayStation 5, and my Apple TV 4K all at the same time. Now, candid videos, you gotta love them because it didn't happen this time. But there are multiple occasions where I go to watch something on my Apple TV and I have to rack the inputs back and forth, go to both controllers for my Series X and my PS5, and actually disable or put those into rest mode and then go back to the Apple TV. Or if I want to watch something on my PS5 or play something on the PS5, I'll turn that on using CEC, and that will actually send that command all the way through and turn on all of the other devices as well. I've tried turning off the CEC within the amp, within the TV, or within each individual output device, whether it's the Apple TV or the gaming consoles. But the odd thing that I found, and I'm wondering why this is, and I have some speculation, but it actually disabled the Dolby Atmos sound. And my base conclusion would be that disabling the CEC and taking away that Ethernet portion of the HDMI cable, maybe lowering the bandwidth and not allowing the Dolby Atmos to actually work. It was just putting it into like multi-channel surround sound. So we have this on. So far, so good. It is working. Let's go ahead and let's change the input. And let's go, actually, you know what? We're gonna go off frame. Let's grab the PS5 controller, which is this guy here, DualSense controller. Absolutely love it. Let's turn on the PS5 and let's see if it actually changes anything with any other devices. So right now we're on just the smart TV. Oh, there we go. So CEC, I know I was holding the remote, but I actually didn't even make it down to that input. CEC just turned on the PS5, and so far, so good. The Apple TV is still off. The Xbox Series X is still off. So again, it doesn't happen all the time, but it kind of happens when I'm not expecting it and when I'm not prepared for it.
20 minutes later.
Actually, you know what? There is one other gripe that I have, and I don't even have to change the layout because this is interesting. And again, I don't know if it's my TV, but it never did it before, so I'm pretty sure it's something funky with the receiver. But I'm gonna leave force there. We're going to turn on my Apple TV CEC working properly, maybe, I don't know. So this actually came through perfectly fine. Now I'm gonna go into the settings here. And this is, again, kind of like a strange thing that's going on. We're gonna go into video. Now, I'm going to enable Dolby Vision, and I always have this disabled now because of this particular weird, unique circumstance. And again, it never happened before, so I think it might be something with the Denon, but I mean, it could be something with the way that the signals are being sent as well. So right now, if we go out of the settings and we take a look at the TV, that's the receiver remote, the TV remote. If we come in and we go back, this should tell us that you know what, I'm probably gonna have to find a piece of content. We are gonna go into here, and I'm still on mute, which is good. Let's go in, let's find Shang-Chi, because I know that this is Dolby Atmos content. You can see that it's got Dolby Vision as well. So, and sorry, specifically something with Dolby Vision that's kind of weird. You'll see in a second. So this is now sending the signal up. We can see Dolby Vision is right there, which is fantastic. But if I then go back to, let's say, my Xbox, and let's say I wasn't playing a piece of content and the menu system was just showing Atmos. Now that my Xbox is trying to come on, we're gonna hit that menu button because for some reason we always have to do that. You get this. So this is interesting. So what's happening, and the really weird thing, I have to set that down and come back into here. What's happening is the picture profile, I don't know if that shows up well enough on camera, but it's not scrubbing the Dolby Vision signal that's being sent from the Apple TV. So the Apple TV told the receiver, hey, I'm at Dolby Vision 60 Hertz 4K. Then when I rack the input, the receiver is still trying to receive that signal. And now it's somehow attempting to send Dolby Vision 4K 120 Hertz, which my TV does not support. And we're getting weird breaks in the resolution. Everything's purple. You could see variable refresh rate is still working as well, which is so strange. And the only way that I can fix this is I have to take my Denon remote, I have to turn off the receiver, I have to kill that input, and now it switched to PlayStation, which is weird and interesting. So it's never done that before either. So because the PlayStation was on, CEC racked to the next available thing, and it's still handing through that wonky signal. So maybe if I turn this off again, very weird. Okay, so this is actually a little bit more aggressive than it normally is. So I just turned off the receiver, turned it back on. Now the CEC is actually racking back and forth between Apple TV and the PS5. You guys saw that we ended, and I'm not pressing anything, I can promise you that. We ended on the PS5, we turned it off. Now it's coming up, but because it's racking back and forth between the Apple TV, it's like, and look, it's still doing it. Now it's gonna go back to the Apple TV. And it's definitely something with CEC. And like I said, I've tried to go in and I've tried to turn the CEC off, but then it limits my audio codecs, which is, it's all so strange, so bizarre. So I just actually hit my game input on my remote to try to put it back over to the Xbox. And now if we hit that menu button, it's gonna go into the Xbox. So it finally scrubbed the, and now it's going back to Apple TV. Remember what I said before, that sometimes it's really bad at this and it was just acting nice? Well, now it's acting really bad. Like, maybe it's because there's a video playing? Maybe if I like back out of that video entirely, get me back to the home screen, go back into my Xbox, and we'll see. So Xbox, which is a, no, now it's racking back again. Oh, so it just went to the Apple TV. Now it's going to the PS5. Oi, 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 oi. This is in, oh, now it's going back to the Apple TV. Maybe if we tell the TV, and this is all in the same input, like these are all going through the receiver. So now maybe telling the TV that we truly want the Xbox. We're gonna try to launch. No, and now it's racking back. So I don't know if there's any owners out there that know what's happening with this. I may even reach out to Onkyo, or with Denon, I should say, and just figure out what's going on, because like you're probably thinking, why don't you just turn off the Apple TV if it's causing so much grief? Well, because of CEC, if I turn off the Apple TV, it turns everything off. And because now that was the last input, can I launch anything now? Let's try to turn the TV on. And the amp's coming on, and let's try to change the signal. See, now it's coming back on to PlayStation as the first input. I mean, I guess the PlayStation's on, but so is the Xbox. Let's go to the Series X. The Apple TV is showing still off, so that's good. Oh, no, it's racking back to the Apple TV. And it just enabled the Apple TV. It just turned the Apple TV on. Now it's going back to the Series X. Now it's switching to PlayStation. And I'm not, I don't know, I'm not touching anything. This is just like, and usually like the only way that I can fix this is, oh, what just turned? Now the PlayStation just turned on. I guess it must have timed out. I didn't put it in rest mode before. So, okay. And now the PlayStation's on. And now the Apple TV's on. And you can see that when the PlayStation came on before, it still had that Dolby Vision issue. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Let's quickly go back. And one of the fixes that I had was just taking the... I think I'm just frazzled now. God. If I go in and I take the Dolby Vision, I just set it to 4K HDR. And maybe it's because it's like, when it racks the signal, it wants to go back to what can send that signal. Like maybe that's the case. But if we come out of that now, maybe, let's go back into game, which is this input right here on the remote, the one that is labeled game. That's where my Xbox is. Now we're in the Xbox. Now we've got that weird thing where it doesn't send the signal until I hit the actual home button or the Xbox button. I can hear it in the background. Okay, now we're back. But I know that you guys can't see it, and I don't think it'll work if I hit info. Well, of course, it's going to turn the signal off again. But the weird thing is, when all this happens, like right now it's randomly in multi-in. It's on PCM audio, even though this title is supposed to be Dolby Atmos, and it works in Atmos. Then I have to actually close the game. So first we need to hit the home button. Get the game back in. If we close the game, quit. Go back into Forza. As long as it comes to the title screen, usually it'll reforce the Dolby Atmos sound. Hit the home button, you can hear it engaging in the background. And now it's back to Atmos. So, I don't know. If any of you out there understand what's happening, please let me know. Respectfully, I have tried turning off the CEC, and it didn't help. It, again, restricted the audio codec. So if you have any other solutions you can think of, I may reach out to Denon as well. Kind of a sore point. That's the only thing that I don't like about this receiver. There's a couple of things online that say like this is just a Denon thing, like it just happens on other receivers too. Never ever did I once have this concern with any other receiver, you know, dating way back to when I used to still run everything through my AVR, and I didn't have to worry about routing through to the TV because I had, you know, no HDMI 2.1 ports on my Onkyo 676. But that's kind of it. I wanted to open this video with all these concerns, but maybe I will edit this part first and then double back to it later. So that pretty much wraps it up for today's video, guys. My name is Crazy Dog. You guys, as always, have been so awesome. Thank you so much for allowing me to cover things like this, to share these candid discussions, and most of all, for watching. Until my next one, you guys have a fantastic day, stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers.